Brian?
Hi, Darren, how are you?
Oh, okay, yourself?
Not too bad. Not too bad, yeah. Yeah, there's been a little turnaround in the market for a little bit. We'll just see how we go.
Yeah, a few pullbacks.
Yeah, which is inevitable. It's just inevitable. Anyway, so my name's Brian Knight and I live in Melbourne, Australia, and it's just turned 5:30 in the morning on a Friday. This is the last 24-hour period for this trading week. So we'll see. Let me just share this first. This is just a welcome to this analysis session. There's a few notes there, a full risk disclosure, and a little bit about us as live session traders. And there's a few of us in here. So while we're here, we'll look at my trading platform. Still a number of traders. There's quite a few that are in sort of a drawdown. Nothing, nothing massive or anything. 16, 13, 8, 32. These have been in positive, but they're doing as Darren, you were just saying, there's a few pullbacks occurring. Yeah. So that's okay. They need to do a pullback to profit and then potentially continue. So we'll see there. I'll just stop sharing that and let's go and have a look at the pair. Is there anything you want to look at, Darren? I'll just go across onto.
No, just run down the pairs for me.
Yeah. I was looking at that GU. So yeah, let's go down through them. So the AUD CAD did a you can see on the daily, back to the 3 hour, you can see a significant pullback in the last 24 hours, pullback up. So it basically has matched out. Where are we here? I haven't really put a mark across there. I'll do that. So that's the point at which it came down, broke this previous low. It's pulled back up now. I'm going to just, it's just watching to see whether it will break this high. If not, then I'd expect potentially a pullback down again. Obviously, was there any news? Do you know of, Darren?
There was some US news at 1:30 UK time, but I think that those pullbacks happened before then. I was sort of expecting that maybe
Unemployment.
Maybe they were getting ready to drop these again, with the news, but there was a bit of euro to think in the earlier as well.
There's really no Canadian. I was looking at Canadian, but it's really all of this US news.
Yeah.
GDP, unemployment claims, FOMC, that sort of stuff can have quite a considerable effect. And because US and CAD are so closely linked, it can change those. But no, well, there's a bit of CAD here coming up later, so yeah, and a little bit, that's all right.
Yeah.
Pullbacks are expected in any of this. So we'll just see. Overall, though, there's been that push down. It was from October last year. If you look at it, though, it's in a downtrend on the daily. So it's really down. It did that pull back up and broke that high, but now it's looks to break this low. Now, it did break it, but I don't think that's enough. It's more likely to push further back down. And one of the reasons, CAD, but I'm just looking at this here. Look at what gold did over the last couple of days. It's just rocketed down. That's a considerable change. I mean, what's price? 1866 now. And I mean, I think we looked at it yesterday. It was 1900 or something. I mean, there's a lot. So if this is going down, then US and CAD is going up normally. So that's where I'm still sitting with it. So this is, again, AUD CAD. I mean, a few trades in this. It's probably come up to break even on that one or whatever. Where are they? Yeah, it's, about 30 pips in. And that one's down by a little bit. Anyway, we're not too concerned. I'm not too concerned anyway on this. Or we'll see whether we get a turn and a push back down again. Highly likely. AUD-CHF, still no push down. It's done this push back up, break of structure. Just got to wait for when the Swiss franc will strengthen up and we'll get some breakdown. I'm a little confident that it might be, well, there's confidence in this. If you look here, see the push up, this one here came back down and broke structure. It pushed back up, this didn't break structure. It pushed up, didn't break structure. Pushed up, broke structure in the last 24 hours. So whenever you get it to break structure back down, it's like, I know it pushed further up, but it just shows a little bit of, what can I say, hesitation in that sort of buy trending to come back down again and follow the overall higher time frame trend. So just going to keep watching it. The Swiss franc, on all the Swiss francs, when they turn, I think they'll turn and it will strengthen up against lots of currencies. Yeah. Oh, Alistair. Oh, he's home.
Hi, Brian. Yeah, back in the rain.
Back in the real part of the world for you. Oh, it's raining, is it?
Yeah. I came back with the trap. I don't know if it was a trap nerve or something. I was flat out last night. Don't know what I did to myself. It was sore all week, and I hobbled my way back home yesterday.
You're just having way too much fun, Alistair. That's the thing. You're down in Bordeaux, drinking yourself. I mean, Darren went on holidays and didn't come back with any problems.
Probably gout in my hip.
Oh, well, I hope you feel better anyway, Alistair.
Yeah, I'm all
right. So AUD-CHF, or again, I'm just waiting for that turn, looking at the breaker structure and then getting more pushback down to break the low. It says strong high, weak low. On the 3 hour though, it's still on the 3 hour, it's still saying a strong high with a weak low down here. So we will see, and which gives me confidence that it won't push up past that point. So it may continue, likely, but the point is it may not push higher here because this is now a strong high, but it keeps pushing up. So anyway, just wait and watch. AUD-JPY, still this sideways stuff, don't want to really play with it. AUD-NZD, that's pulled back up, the Aussie dollar. There's real no news on it, but it's like just look at this choppy rubbish. It's come back down to that point. See that there? I don't know if you can see it on the daily, but it's working between these two areas, right? and it's still within this overall sort of wedge. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. AUD Singapore. Look at it pull back up again. Oh my gosh. Doesn't matter. I'm still looking at this for a sell. This is good. I want to see this pull back up, and then I'm going to organize a sell stop for this one. I'll take this evidence off here. I don't want this. We'll look at when we can get into this one, because it's still in that sell. This pullback here is, sort of what's needed to happen, and then we'll see another push back down again. It says a strong low, but I don't know, and a weak high on there. Anyway, I'll just keep watching. I'm not going to be getting into anything with it. But over here, it's got a strong high up there with a weak low down there. So these are in disagreement as such, but we'll see. We will see. AUD USD, it's still pushing down. This AUD obviously is pushed up, even though the US dollar is strong. It looks like the Aussie dollar has sort of picked up a little bit for some reason, or the US has weakened off. I think it's only because it's broken structure down there. It's pulled back up to even out. It may pull up further, but what I'm looking for is for this to come back down and break this low down here. Yeah. So, yeah, no panic. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, gosh. There's a bit of news coming up. Income, manufacturing. What's the Aussie? Oh, that's next week. Interest rates. Well, the forecast, they reckon, is to stay. Okay. Ooh, we'll see. Then you got the US. That's next week. And that's next week. Okay. So we'll see. See what happens with it. I'm not too fast. I think AUD USD. Yeah, it's just I'm only going to draw down by about 11. We'll just 11 pips. We'll just see. CAD CHF again. Well, we've got a pullback down. That's nice. Let's see if it breaks structure at all. Yeah, it's been put. Look at it here. Wow. It made it to the 100%. So it's matched out that. This pullback, it may go up a little higher. We'll see. It's just amazing. But it looks like the CAD has weakened off with a bit of US. Okay. So CAD JPY, again, that's pulled back. Where are we? It hasn't pulled back very much at all. Still up 230 pips. About the same, Darren.
Brian,
yes, Alison.
On your CAD CHF, there is this big imbalance zone that it picked into before, and that hit off that today when I was.
Oh, you mean up here? Yeah.
Goes back to March. Back in March, and it's come back and
yeah. Yep.
hit it really well. Good for a scalp, brilliant.
Yeah, come back down again, but we'll just see. I think it'll, whether it breaks structure or not, I see it push back up and then back down. So,
yeah.
Did you close yours out, Darren, or are you still in it? The CAD JPY.
No, I'm still in it.
Yeah, good. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just that little pullback again. I mean, everything's that we're in has just been doing a bit of a pullback, which is, it's all right. CHF JPY. CHF is pull back up a bit. That's good. I mean, I think Tom's in this for a sell, but I don't know where he's at the minute, but it certainly broke out of this channel, and now it's pushing back up again. So I'm not in that trade at all. Let's look at the euros. The AUD, it's dropped out of the bottom of that box, right? I'm in a sell. Where's my EUR/AUD? Oh, beautiful. Now it's profiting in. So as a sell, that's good. It's got a weak low. So hopefully we break further down. So this one I got in there. That one was a stop loss back up there. So I got in over there and it sort of just chopped around for a number of days and now it's dropped out the bottom. It's likely to pull back up before it drops further. We'll see. But, you know, stop loss is up here above that high. So it's unlikely, possible, but unlikely that it will come back to there. Euro CAD, right? Euros pull back up against the CAD. What have I got? Yeah, I'm still 70 pips up on that one and another one. I think I've got another Euro CAD. Yeah, 340 pips or so from that one up here. So again, pull back and I'm looking for this to sell out further. Euro CHF, look at the Euro strengthening. I am seeing a breaker structure on this. So can you see that here now? See the big push up? It's something I've been waiting for. It came out of the box, pushed up. Now here's a couple of equals, but it has broken structure and has not created, it's not broken the high. It's created a new high, but not broken it as yet. Yeah. The only thing is it's a slightly higher low on that one. It says equal, but slightly higher. So it could push further. Again, though, this is showing that it's starting to weaken off that. The Swiss franc is starting to strengthen, and against this euro, it may start working its way back down to follow this sell trend. See how it did a pullback up here on the daily, push down. It's done this again. We're getting ready. I think it's getting ready to come back down, all the way back down to there. So just one to watch. Euro GBP, I'm in, I am in a buy on this one. So I'm down only about 7. So it was there. I was down more over the last few days. It's now pulled back up again. Yeah. Let's see what happens with this. Stop loss is down there. You know? So the euro weakened off. The British pound obviously had strengthened, but now the euro has come back up. Right, we'll be able to see the GBPs in a moment. Euro JPY, push back up. It's still like, I don't like this pair from this perspective. I mean, yes, there are ups and downs and you could trade this on a weekly or a daily, but for using it in a really long term, I'm looking for this to buy, right? And I've got a buy stop way up here. So it needs to break out of that box and go up to get me into the trade. And currently it's like, where am I? How much away? 118 pips away from any entry. And it has been for a long time. I put this on over here somewhere. It dropped down and I planned for it that it could go back up again because of this overall trend. But it's danced around for ages. Yeah. It shows you very nicely, doesn't it? All right, Euro NZD. That's good. Still pushing down. Where's my Euro NZD? Still 270 pips up from here. It just keeps dropping. It's doing its pullback. That's fine. Let's see if it breaks structure or not, or whether we get in or out of the trade. But at the moment, it's still pushing down from a daily perspective. I know that overall is a push up, but I can see this coming further down, like down to this point at least. It says weak low on that. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the Euro NZD. Euro Singapore, I'm still watching that pullback up here. Let's see what happens to get into a sell on this. And the Euro USD, the Euro's pull back up, ready to get in for a further sell. But if you look at it, it's matched out it came down exactly to this low over here. There's two of them in there. It came down, pull back up. Let's see if it breaks that bottom, which I think it will do. Yeah. Anyone in that USD? I haven't actually had any Euro USD. You are, Darren. Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you still up? Where did you get in?
I'm about 10 pips up. That's all. It's pulled back.
Okay, so you must have got in over here somewhere.
Yeah, that's
okay.
right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No worries. That's all cool.
In Euro STD as well, actually, for the
Oh, you did get into that. Okay.
Yeah, around about the same time, I think it was.
Well, you're probably still in profit on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. All right. Well, let's look at the GBPs. It looks like the British pound has weakened off. I got in over here, and so GA for me, I'm 10 pips, so I'm just above entry. I would see it. Now, it's just a caution. You can see a number of trades here. It's come down to sort of these points, whether it will break that or not. You can see over here, it's been in a buy, but we've been for quite a while into this sell that I've been following. Yeah. So with GA and GN as pairs, you can see they're sort of just playing around at the moment, yeah, to break out the bottom again. But I think it's just where it is in the market at the moment. So let's go to GBP CAD. It's also done a pullback. It did break structure on that side, over here. But I think that's just a little pullback before because massive drop, right? Massive drop. So yeah, we'll see. That's where I'm in a little drawdown on that one, but let's just see what happens with that as well.
Are you in that one, Brian?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, GCAD I'm in. Yeah. I'm down 28 pips. That was my entry over here. So I came down to there, pulled up, went down into profit. The last 24 hours, it's pulled back up past my entry.
Well, I've been waiting for a pullback, and it looks like I'm finally getting one. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You're going to look at potentially getting into a trade on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. That's good. Now GBP CHF. See the change on this. Pull back down. So again, this is really choppy. I just don't like this one. From it's a little bit like AUD NZD. It just sort of jumps around up and down in a sort of a sideways. I know this was a big move down, but like since October 22, it's just sort of gone sideways. And it would be I think it's harder to pick these and for long term in the trade for this as an up or down. So I've just got an observation. GBP JPY, it's now started to pull back up and broken structure. So the British pound had been weakened, but now back up. And I think it says weak low there. I just think that this potentially will pull back up, and we'll see, and whether it breaks back down here. But it's less likely at the moment. It says weak down here. It may go down further, but I think the Japanese yen is quite weak against what the British pound will be. Let's see where this pulls back. If it creates another higher low and starts to go back up, I will put an order in or get into a buy on this. But already looked at GN, and I'm actually in that. What am I doing? Okay, why don't I have that? It should be changed. That one is a sell. Okay. And we'll put a note. Right. Okay. Then GBP Singapore, which we're at, it's sort of doing its pullback. I still think this will go further as well. I'm not in a trade. I'm just observing. GU, it's done this pullback, but I can, see it breaking this down the bottom here. This is just a day. You can see it already faltering up on here, and this pushing further back down. I can't see the British pound continue to be strong against the US dollar. All right, now let's look at the NZDs.
Where's your stop loss on GU now then, Brian? It's not
GU.
Yeah, because there's not been any pullbacks until this one.
I think
to find somewhere to put it really.
Where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. This one. It's this red line here.
Yeah.
And I think all of them are there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of my stop losses are in that position.
I mean, without any sort of pullbacks to give you a sort of convenient location to put your stop loss. How do you work out where to put it?
Yes.
Just a bit of a stab in the dark, and
yeah. Well, because it's been down, it's like I want them in positive territory.
Yeah. See, I wondered about maybe dropping down to the 1 hour or something. If there is, when you get a situation like that, it's just.
Oh yeah, maybe. No, but you can see it's like there's a high there. Maybe I could have them up there, but I've just gone to this point where it's like drop down, then drop down, then drop down. These are all pullbacks, even though they don't look like a lot. Yeah. Like that's 1, 2, 3. I'm up above that. Anyway, we'll just see what happens over the next 24 hours up to next week. I'm not really too far. Put it this way, if it comes back and stops out all 3 trades, I'm not going to be too fast.
Yeah.
So that's anyway.
Yeah.
That's my attitude on it. I don't know whether that's positive or not, but anyway. In profit. This one here didn't trigger because of the margin call. So I actually don't have a trade at that point just there. But it probably would be a good one having. I don't know. I'm still from yesterday's discussion, Darren, I'm still looking at maybe closing off some of these longer term trades to get my margin back in with just with this demo, that's all. Or with this account, just so that I can sort of get some more trades on or follow on what's happening. And to trial it just to see what happens with it. I can certainly put more orders on and get into more trades. Like I can see what's happening on GU. If it pops back up on.
I'm looking to get in again, I think, when after this pullback, hopefully. I've still only got the one position open on this, so it's about 330 pips up. So quite good.
Well, I gave away about 60 pips on this pullback up here from yesterday. Remember, I was around the 900. I'm now about 840 on the first trade. So, yeah, it's not too concerned at this point. We'll just see what happens with it. Anyway, NCAD, just observe, right? So this is a pullback. I'm getting a little, like, can you see where this has come back up to the top here? And it's created some higher lows at this point. Like, is this the swing low and we're going to continue up, but it hasn't broken the high? I think it will come back down and break this low down here. I have this order in place. NCAD's right down here. It's a bit like that EJ. It's like way. Let me look and see how far away is it. And what's this? NCAD. Yeah, it's 104 pips away from entering into the trade for a sell. But it's quite safe where I am at the moment. And I'm not willing to move it because it'll need to break this low down here if it's going to continue down. Right, NZD CHF. I reckon, again, this is part of the CHF stuff. You can see it sort of falter, push back up. Let's see if it breaks structure and we can start to get into some CHFs, sorry, NZD with CHFs as into sells, right? Just waiting for that drop off. NZD JPY, right? For me, a bit choppy looking at it from the daily perspective. So I'm just observing. NU, all right, I've got an order down here for it to sell. See this overall sell on the daily? Big drop down, pull back up. Depends on how far this comes back up. It looks like it's starting to create some more downward trends, if that makes any sense. See that push back down there? It didn't break the low though, and it's pushed back up. Let's just see what happens with it. I've got this sell stop in place there. Right. Singapore, Japanese yen. I'm in a positive trade from here. It's still pushed up really nicely. Where is it? Up, 111 pips from there. Right. These are just ones following the daily. It just keeps going. Break a structure there, push up. It's going to pull back at some point. UCAD. All right. I'm looking at the daily. Push up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm looking for this to continue further down with a weak low. This is a bit of a pull up in the last week, right? It's just above where I ended over here somewhere or had a sell stop. It came back down, got me in, profit, draw down, profit, draw down, profit, bit of draw down. It's just dancing around, right? I'm waiting for the sell out at the bottom with a weak low there. So, I'm down 8 pips, big deal. USD CHF, one to watch. Again, Swiss franc one matchup. Let's see. Oh, nice pullback, all right? Maybe we're starting. Yeah, we'll just see whether it breaks that high or pulls back down again. At some point, that's what's going to happen. It's been in itself for a while. This has actually broken a fair bit of structure. Yeah. Unbelievable. Anyway, UJ, right? Again, I'm in a UJ up 140. I got in, market executed somewhere here in here, I can't remember, and then up it's gone. Yes, we've got to pull back, but I'm looking at this. It's gone into this zone, the one that I said back here that it would go to. I think it will break through that, right? I'm going to pull back now, but I reckon it'll go through it. See how it's in a band? We've got a high, where is it? Over there, right? I think this is the next port of call to break that, pull back, and then maybe we'll see whether it turns or go back. It just may not, that may work out to be the start of next year or something. USD, Singapore, just watching. Yeah, that pullback's nice. I think we're looking at this to buy, but we've had a pullback. So if you wanted to, that would be into that buy. And as I said, then gold has just crashed off the bottom. Right out of here, break a structure, boom, 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 boom. Push down over this week, which is showing US strength. Okay, anything else? What else? Anybody watching anything? Like, this stuff's pretty layback.
Yeah.
You're just looking for those pullbacks like we're getting now for opportunities to get into further trades.
Yeah.
Brian, on your,
Yes.
I'm just trying to get back to back. Just, as you said, been away a lot. I'm in some positions, and odd cad's killing me at the moment, but we'll see if it recovers and starts doing what it should be doing. But
what are you in, odd cad? You're in a sell or a buy?
A sell.
Okay. Yeah.
And hopefully it will. It's right to turn. We'll see what happens for Monday. So I looked at this earlier, and it's the first time I've gone back to it. I was still a bit horizontal this morning, and then I sort of came to lunchtime. So there's a really good imbalance area on the. Well, I've got for some reason I've got it on 4-hour imbalance on USD JPY, and it has on a 4-hour time frame on the imbalance going back to 21st October.
Oh, you want USD JPY? Sorry, I thought you were on AUD CAD.
USD JPY. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If you highlight to open your chart up to I'll go to the 3-hour because I don't know why I picked 4. Open your chart up on the 3-hour. Do a full screen.
Yeah, will do.
Go back to the last high, October 22.
Yeah, over here. Yeah.
There's a really good imbalance zone, and it's just hit it. It's just
I know.
Right on the money.
I know.
So that's
what I marked up.
Yeah, that's definitely one I've got looked at this morning too. Hopefully,
What are you saying, that it'll turn?
Well, you think it might go through it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'll go through it, and I think it'll go up and take out that spike.
There's another really good zone above that, and there's the big cactus as well. So yeah, I think it'll drop back down. I think it'll turn. I think it will probably go where you say, but it's quite interesting how it actually just nicked that and touched that zone. Really is spot on. So
yeah, well, the US dollar has been strong. I mean, Japanese are in negative territory at the moment. I can't see any evidence for US dollar to weaken or Japanese yen to strengthen. That's the thing. That's what's got to happen. It's got to happen that US dollar weakens right off and the Japanese yen gets stronger. It's a bit like the example of the Swiss franc. I mean, the Swiss franc has to strengthen, and everything else against it needs to sort of weaken off that bit for it to change, you know.
Big ask.
Well, it will happen. It's in whatever time that is. That's all. I mean, one of the things that I think I mentioned yesterday to a certain extent, Alistair, is that these trends that we look at like in the higher time frame, on dailies, they tend to continue. Yes, they will turn at some point. You can see there's a swing high there and a swing low there. But from this swing low there, actually from that high there, it just kept going down and down and down and down. It didn't really falter. And then this push up, it's pushed up, and sure, it gets pulled back, but it's never really, it hasn't come back to test that point yet. Really, it just keeps pushing up. Right, you know, if you're in a trade here for a buy, and it pulled back down, you'd be stopped out. But this is the nature of this trading. But if you at this point get into a buy, it's so. Where my head's with it is, this will continue to go up until it really breaks structure and pulls back down again, and then sure, you might lose on that trade, right? But if you've got a conservative like 0.25% on a trade, it's not a big amount. And what'll happen is, I think I've said this before, is say, for example, you've got a couple of trades on a few pairs, right? If you've got your stop loss in positive territory and the market turns and comes back down, so it creates a new swing high or a new swing low and it changes direction, you are going to be stopped out. And say, for example, let's take the example GU that I've got, right? I've got 3 trades in GU, they're all in profit. And the point is, if the market turned back to my stop loss, let's go to the GU. If market pulls back up to that area there to the stop loss, I'm going to profit out on all those 3. Right? If I had had this trade here and it does pull back there and stops me out, say I've got 4 trades and it comes back here, 3 of them will be profited out and 1 will be negative, but that will counter with the positives and I'll still be positive overall. If it actually does make that decision to change direction and create a swing low. But I can't see it doing it at the moment. Yeah, can't see it. The market will want to continue the trend until it's totally fed up, and then it will go the other direction. So, there will be market structure will show you that it's changed direction. Yeah. And you're going to be caught in whatever number of trades you're in because of that. But the point is, if you've got in, at the start of the trend, change of trend or whatever, then you're going to be profiting. So this pullback up here now, it's not significant. So the market is wanting to push this back down and try to come back down here to take out these imbalances that are in there. And you and me aren't going to stop it. Yeah. All we need to do is just keep riding staying on the bus until it turns on us. That's basically it. It's hard. It's difficult to trade this strategy on. Well, I think it's really difficult to trade this, if not impossible, on a daily basis. If you want to just try and pick a trade for a day in a direction, it's not that easy, right? Because the principles are that we're taking trades based upon the daily, the direction of the higher time frame, whether it's daily, whatever, and taking trades then at the 3 hour to get in. And we're looking at, like, for example, Darren sets like an alert. And then once you get that pullback, then you got another entry. And it's about stacking them. Anyway, comment, Alistair? No.
Well, I watched your recording this early on from yesterday, it was really, and I put it in the message. It was really good. Yesterday was really good. So yeah, no, it's I really do follow what you say, and that's right. And it's patience, really, and letting it come to you.
Yeah, and that's it really is an attribute that you have to sort of foster, that sort of patience and stuff. It's
well, I've done nothing today. I've looked a few times, but there was nothing to do. It was a day of just waiting,
observation,
pulling back, and
It's same with me, Darren. There's no trades to take on this because any ones that I'm in, they're doing pullback at the moment to then hopefully continue the direction that they're in. And luckily, I think I told you that AUD Singapore, I got knocked out. So I might not go back to it. Let's see. It's just, these are just the lessons of hopefully me sharing these help you out. Like, don't do silly things that Brian does. But yeah, we'll just see, because we don't know whether these pullbacks will continue, and they may until next week. But if you've got a good buffer in your stop losses, then you just sit back and wait. Simple as that. Yeah. This is really not complicated. Not at all.
End of the month as well. Gosh.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. End of the month, and I think it's the quarter, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's right. What happened? What happened to it all? My gosh.
And so there'll be a start next week. Oh yeah, and also too, it might be a slightly different time for me, because on my Sunday, so before next week open, my times change. I go on to daylight saving time. You guys don't do it until, or in England, I think you don't do it until later in the month. Yeah. And the US doesn't do it till the start of November. So we've sort of got a month of craziness. So I'll notify you after it changes. I'll put a notice in of like, it'll be an hour earlier or an hour later or whatever it is. For me, it will be. Yeah. So I still try and keep to this same time for me at this point. We'll just see how we go, but see how that sits where you all are in your times. Okay. Rightio.
Don't get up any earlier, for heaven's sake.
Well, try. No, I'd love to.
Have a collapse.
No, it's all right. It doesn't worry me. I'm fine with whatever times. I'm used to that sort of thing. It's just I'm not great in the evenings. That's then when you can't rely on me at that time.
I get up at 5:15 most mornings. That's when I get up. I'm going to do some exercise, but not tomorrow.
No.
It's nice at 5:15.
Well, the classes, they say done a club, and the classes start at 6:15, 6:20 is the time they start. So I get up to.
Do you have any breakfast before, or no?
I never eat till usually the afternoon. I can avoid it.
All right, okay.
Try not to.
I'm usually just getting in at that time after being out partying all night.
Oh God, no, I don't do that anymore.
Oh, come on! We saw videos in Bordeaux. Obviously, you were out partying.
It was good, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, we did a wine tour, and quite an interesting group of people we were with. That was great. That was really good.
Okay.
American, Swedish, South African. Yeah, it was good.
Oh, lovely. All right then. Well, this is the end of the week for me. We'll see with that pullback and whether it continues back in their directions. Yeah. But it's just a correction that's occurring, that's all. So it depends. If you only just got in the trade, you've got to have enough stop loss to be able to cope with those sorts of things. If not, and remember, you're not going to win every trade. It's simple as that. All right then. Until pre-market open, as I said, I'll just, because we'll change by an hour here, but how that will affect whether it's forward or back for you guys, we'll just see. All right then. Till next time. Take it easy.
Cheers, Brian.